in your life, if you can figure out exactly what to focus on, you can determine how you feel all the time. And that's the really cool part, is you can actually consciously decide whether or not you're going to have a good time at a party when you go before you even leave. You can be like, I'm going to focus on all the best parts of the party, and if something is boring, I'm going to decide to focus on something else that's not boring. So that's the cool thing. You can consciously decide what your experience is going to be in everything that you're doing in life. Now, of course, things are going to come up that are unexpected, but you can ask yourself different questions. If, for instance, a bad thing happens, you can ask yourself the question, well, how can I use this to my advantage? Or what can I learn from this? Or what's funny about this situation? There's lots of different ways that you can look at it rather than just the standard question that's in most people's minds, which is, why is this happening to me? Or what did I do to deserve this? And if you consciously every single day go into situations and decide that I'm going to have a great time or I'm going to find the value in this situation, not only are you doing a service for yourself and making your own life better, but actually you're helping other people as well. I've talked about this a little bit in previous videos, but think about it this way. Your goal in life is to provide value to other people. That's really the only way that you're going to get any value for yourself, is by providing more value to other people and giving other people a better experience of their own lives. And if you're constantly looking at yourself in a negative light, and you're thinking about all the things that are wrong with your life and all the bad things that are happening to you, and you feel like, well, I don't even deserve to be happy. The problem with that is that it means that you're not serving other people as good as you could be. If you're looking at all the positive things in your life and focusing on the best stuff and asking yourself the right questions about like what is the good side in these things that are happening, then what you're doing is you're actually helping other people better, because you're going to be in a better mood all the time, and you're going to be much more willing to give more to other people. So I want you to think about it from that perspective. A lot of people, they say to me, I know people who are like, oh, you know, it's just like things aren't going well, or they believe that they don't even deserve to be happy. But that is actually, it's not only hurting you, it's hurting all the people around you, because you're not giving them as much as you could if you were happy. It's kind of like that airplane, the airplane metaphor. When the oxygen mask drops down, they say to put it on yourself before you help the child next to you. That's because if you don't put it on yourself, you'll pass out, and then the child next to you will also pass out. So you got to give to yourself before you can give to anybody else. So what I want you to do right now, before I go, is write down what is a goal that you have in life. I want you to think, what is something that you really want to accomplish? What's something that would be awesome if you achieved? It could be anything. Just think about something that you really want to have, whether it's a relationship that you want, or a certain amount of money that you want to make, or a goal that you have. Like for me, with my YouTube channel, I'm aiming to have a certain number of subscribers by a certain date, okay? Just think of one goal, and I want you to write that goal down. Now what I want you to do is form a question of, how do I know it's true that I will achieve this goal, okay? So how do I know it's true that I will be able to attract this person that I want to date? Or how do I know it's true that I'm going to reach this amount of money by the end of this year? What you need to do is create this question and write it down very simply, and I want you to, the brain, the way that it works is we're constantly asking questions to ourselves unconsciously, like, why did this happen to me? Or what am I going to do next? Or how do I feel about this situation? Or what does this mean to me? All these different questions, that's how the brain operates, is we ask it a question unconsciously, and then it gives us an answer, and that creates an emotion in us. So if you constantly look at this question that you've written down, how do I know it's true that I will be able to achieve this goal? What's going to happen is your brain, regardless of whether you believe it's possible to achieve the goal or not, because you're asking it from a standpoint of how do I know it's true that I will achieve this goal, your brain will force itself to come up with answers. And if you look at this question, if you write it down and you put it next to your night table when you're asleep, the morning you can look at it before you go to sleep and in the morning right when you wake up. And what happens is it gets your unconscious mind to start working on the answer to that question. How do I know it's true that I'll be able to reach a certain number of subscribers on my YouTube channel? And while you're sleeping, and then when you wake up and your mind is still fresh, you're going to be thinking about this, and you'll either come up with ideas, or you'll also start to believe that it's possible. And using things like the law of attraction, which I'll talk about in a later video, you can look that up, the law of attraction, it will start to allow you to much more quickly move towards achieving that goal. Okay, so how do I know it's true that I will achieve whatever the goal is? All right, hopefully you found this video useful, and please do subscribe, and as always, live with purpose.